About 6 months ago now, I released a video calling out a gaming YouTuber, Nico Plays, for, well, being a literal pedophile. After I made this video, Nico then crawled into my DMs begging for me to take down the video, promising that he'd change. What? Care to explain? Individuals sharing their experiences with Nico that didn't have any actual evidence, so I wanted to hear what he had to say. Hey Soph, I'm currently at work, so my replies will be late. Take your time, just make it worth mine. Of course, also I can hardly read it, but I don't care anymore. I just want to end this massive drama and better myself because I hate who I am. These are all victims of mine. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I did everything the evidence says, and I'm deeply disgusted and sorry about my actions. So you know at this period of time and are apologizing. You see that. But where was this attitude a couple days ago when you were streaming? I don't know. I'm a very complicated person, and I just don't know what I'm doing sometimes. Just how long this drama has gone on for, I just kind of was frustrated at the time. I don't know if you'll even believe anything I'm saying. I'm serious when I say I'm scared all the time, not of anyone else but myself. Well, this is where we approach another problem. This is not drama. Drama is an intense display of an unexpected series of typically emotional events, not grooming children. I've hurt so many people, and I don't like it. I hate who I am, and I hate what I've done. I just want to fix myself and move on with my life and my dream. All this drama gives me severe anxiety, but it's all because of me, and what everyone else says about me is true. I don't really care what it's called. Drama for me is the easiest word to describe what I'm going through and what I put other people through. I'm genuinely sorry for all my actions. While discussing this and sharing your perspective, what do the words "what you're going through" mean? What are you going through on your end? The consequences of being hated by others, always being reminded by my actions. All the time when it's brought up, I get severe anxiety and get scared, always wondering if I'll end up doing it again. So you're saying you feel unstable enough to offend again? I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I'm going through so much stress and anguish, and I can't help but feel anxiety. I never asked to be this way, and I'm hoping therapy works and fixes me. I genuinely hate this side of me, the one that commits this heinous shit. So a couple years back, Bree took you in and tried to help you recover and not make these decisions again. Huh? Not really, to be honest, from what I remember at least. We just kind of became friends for a while. Okay. Well, either way, it's apparent that you're a serial groomer. Can we maybe talk about why you went from sympathizing with yourself and yourself only while lying about being fake to now acknowledging reality? What do you mean sympathizing with myself? I don't think that's even a thing. Self-pity? Yeah, that's a thing. Also, I lied because I don't want people to see me as, well, that. It's disgusting, and I never really feel good about it afterwards. I want to be a good person, someone people can look up to. I want to inspire. I don't want to be this way or do any of this disgusting shit. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds stupid, not to be rude or anything. Well, you've certainly crushed that puppy a long time ago. It may be unethical, but it's a thing. I can still be that. I know I can. I just need to fix myself. Well, alright. So after everything you've done, you want to continue to try to upload on a channel that was predatory in one way or another? It wasn't predatory at all. I just want to make videos for everyone to enjoy. Of course, I still want to upload. I want to make things different this time. I won't chat to minors or even acknowledge comments on my channel, and I just want to focus on my dream and fixing myself. Why is it so hard to just not talk to children? I don't know. That's why I want to fix myself. Sometimes people don't know, and I guess that's my case. I feel as if it's just something I can't control or something. I need to find an outlet, as in some way to keep me from doing that shit again, but still wanting to achieve my dream. You understand, don't you? I don't mean any harm. I don't, or at the very least, I don't think I do. I just want to have fun making videos for others to enjoy. But I guess this drama, or whatever I call a drama, always was the outcome. I'm just very conflicted with my own actions right now is all, and I'm scared because I don't know what to do other than the things that I've just said, and the therapy, of course. I just want it all to go away, but I don't want to ruin my dream in the process. I'll be back. Can we put a pin on this conversation? Alright, I wish to make a compromise, please, if that's okay with you, Soph. You back? What exactly are you proposing? Look, I'm not exactly in any place to propose anything. I just wish to have one more chance to prove myself and everyone. I'm not a bad person. I can change. I'm hoping we can turn this stuff off for the time being if you enlist your video about me. Give me a chance to prove that I can change and never do that horrible stuff again. And if I mess up just one more time, I'll leave the internet for good, drop my dream, and put your video back up about me, and I'll just, I don't know, live my life without the internet. I just want one more chance to prove myself and get proper help while still being able to achieve my dream. And I'm willing to leave the internet entirely if I mess up just one more time. That's all I want, one more chance. It would mean a lot if you give me that one chance. I won't disappoint. I don't plan on it. I want to have a redemption arc, as stupid as it sounds. Soph? 1. I'm not a victim by any means, so I don't know why you're requesting this from me. If the video were to be ever hypothetically taken down, it will be by permission from all the victims. 2. You're right, you're not in any place to propose or ask for anything, so you requesting redemption before even going on the process of recovery is absurd. It's really gross that you're only now saying all the right things just because there's consequences to your actions. I guess you're right with all those things said. Can I request you make a community post asking the victims if I should be allowed to have one more chance to redeem myself? Sorry, by the way, for wasting your time, which is what I'm assuming I did. About 3, I'm sorry. I know it's gross, and I now only say the right things, and I'm deeply disgusted in myself. I promise, though, to work hard on myself to assure this never happens again. If you have no answer to my last question, I don't know what else to say, so I assume we are done here. Soph? You busy? I guess I'll just go then. Take care, Soph. And again, sorry. I was simply busy. Personal life. I really want to emphasize this comment, even though there is no evidence. I want to show his reaction. Oh, well, sorry for bothering you. Hope things went well. By the way, I don't remember this at all. If you're telling the truth, then there's not much else to say, but if you're lying, I should make it clear you're digging yourself a 10-feet grave. I understand, Soph, but I'm telling the truth when I say I have no memory of that at all. I can, of course, be wrong, and I'm so sorry if I did that as well. Sorry if you groomed a 7-year-old? You don't know if you groomed said 7-year-old? Okay, I'm glad you're planning on getting help. Please do so. If there is really nothing else to say, then take it easy. Have a great day, and bye, I guess. Thank you for your time. I hope I didn't waste any of of your time. Goodbye. Please seek therapy. I'm glad you're glad, and I will. Thank you. I will seek therapy. Sigh. I'm sorry. I can't mean this any more than I do now for everything and the way I am. I genuinely hope therapy can fix my problem and the harm I've caused others, and I hope it will change me as a person so that I never hurt anyone ever again, because I simply don't want to hurt anyone intentionally. I really don't. Just some final words before you block me, I guess, which is what I'm assuming you'll do soon anyways. So stay safe and have a great life. I hope to finally find peace with myself in the future. Why do you type like an anime character? I'm being dead ass. What do you mean? You don't talk like this over call. This can't be genuine. It is genuine though. I'm sorry. Texting and talking are two completely different things. I feel horrible and being dead ass. I'm fucking sorry. Not bad, just frustrated with myself. Anyways, read this if you haven't, and I'll see you later in a far future or never. It doesn't matter. Just have a good life and take care, Sophia. Don't call me Sophia Lomeo. Sorry. I personally found that interaction to be insufferable, and I lost interest entertaining his dramatic sob story pretty quickly. The fact that he was looking to find redemption immediately after being called out, before even going into the process of therapy, was absolutely ridiculous. Even if he actually somehow found genuine remorse somewhere within himself for traumatizing children whom he had literally groomed and abused, I don't think the first thing on his mind would be getting his channel back or any of his selfish needs and desires he's echoing in this conversation. Not to mention the fact that it was only a day prior that he was live streaming and claiming on stream that the allegations were fake and lies.
Not all the time I can hide or get rid of problematic people. Trying to spread BS, lies, and all that. So thank God, yeah, you're a G-Max.
He had no problem pretending that he was an innocent man with a slander campaign against him, even if it was a lie, as long as he wasn't receiving genuine backlash. Just to suddenly slither his slimy ass into my DMs, admitting to everything the second he's held accountable. But I majorly digress. Even with all of this selfishness aside, Nico went and did it again with a 13-year-old. The friend of an individual who we will leave anonymous and be calling Red reached out to me via Discord on behalf of Red to share his story of being in an abusive friendship with Nico. Red is of the age of 13 years old. Reminder, Nico is 23, turning 24 this year. Eventually, after speaking with his friend, they gave me Red's Discord and we spoke on the matter. What we will be doing in this video is reading out the chat logs Red has shown me. Warning, they are very graphic and repulsive. But before we do read them, just a bit of context. Let me introduce you to Blazer. He is also a victim of Nico's. When Blazer was 16, Nico began sexually harassing him. Nico would have been around 22. Obviously, Blazer cut Nico off due to this, and they've been on terrible terms ever since then. So, fast forward to current times. Nico isn't in contact with Red, right? So, Nico is interested in sexually abusing this child, but he doesn't want to be caught. So, he makes an alt account, and makes said alt account look identical to Blazer's account, essentially impersonating one of his victims. And then he uses this account to send sexually charged messages to Red, while pretending to be another one of his victims. Which is just such a low that I cannot put into words. Disgusted I am, but surprised? Not at all. Now, before we get into the reading of these chat logs, I'm going to have to provide a long-winded explanation for context. First of all, Red wasn't able to provide an instance of Nico acknowledging just how young Red is through text, for they shared that information in a call. He had loads of instances of Nico acknowledging through text that he is a minor, which on its own, even if a minor was like 17, it's still unforgivable in my opinion to talk sexually to a child, especially at Nico's age. But there were no specific instances of acknowledging that Red was 13. Second of all, we have clear instances through the text of Nico mentioning on his main account doing something with Red on an alt. And we also have instances of the fake Blazer account mentioning having a main account. But we didn't have direct confirmation through text that this account was directly linked to Nico. So we don't really have proof through text that Nico was the one impersonating Blazer and sexually abusing Red. I mean, I know Nico pretty well, so I could tell it was him typing, but I'm not one to make allegations and have my source be, trust me, bro. My word isn't enough, so there was a simple solution. I reached up my ass, dug around, and pulled some lies out that would get Nico to want to talk to me, for he was unwilling to speak with me due to the video that I had made about him. I pretended to claim I thought that Nico was changing as a person, and that I wanted to talk to him about a couple things. I dragged him into a call, pretending to be completely clueless as to what was going on with the fake Blazer account, framing myself as just wanting answers about the impersonation account to see if he'd be honest with me or if he'd lie. Sure enough, he lied. Of course he fucking did. Eventually, I confronted him, claiming I had screenshots directly linking him to the impersonation account, and he cracked under pressure and confessed. Therefore, we have a direct admission from him. Now, without further ado, welcome to hell.
I keep any type of in my secretly secure folder on my phone so that no one can access but me. The child is safe.
Oh, okay, at least the Popo won't see.
And I'm dead ass, no squealer or no tattletale. Those type of people are so bitchy, you're all good. What you mean? I mean, obvious, but, huh?
If the police see it, you'll be in trouble.
Oh, most definitely, but they won't. You're for sure definitely interesting person, but do know wanting to be groomed isn't really good at all. Look, I'm just trying to do the right thing here is all. Although I agree with the whole why put age restrictions on love statement, it's still incredibly frowned upon. I don't want to break your heart either, but you are still a minor. You can love me as much as you want. I won't stop you from hiding those feelings here, and I will act the same way if you want me to. But just do know, and I mean this in the nicest of ways, us won't ever be an in real life thing in the future. I'm sorry, but it can be online for as long as you want. Is that alright?
We're literally only 3 screenshots in, and I already want to start screaming slurs. You'll notice throughout these chat logs that Nico is very hot and then cold with this child. At one point, he's love-bombing them and telling them how incredible they are, and telling them that he literally loves them. And then, a minute later, he's all of a sudden like, oh, well, but we can't be a thing in real life just because I could get in trouble. Can we just be friends with benefits? I mean, clearly he's totally fine with dating minors, given the fact that he's already tried to date and meet up with minors in real life. So he's avoiding dating them to protect himself, not to protect the kid. And can you imagine the mindfuck that Red must be experiencing, having somebody give him a bunch of attention and love and that he really, really needs in this period of time because he's in a dark place, just to suddenly have him be like, okay, but we can't really go all out, even though you technically have feelings for me. Don't get me wrong, thank God they never got into an official relationship, because the more intimate things get, the more damaging things could be psychologically for the victim. But you still have to be able to acknowledge how hard that would be from Red's point of view. So selfish and abusive.
Let me know when you want me back on my alt there, alright? And delete the text when I reply and or say so. Got it?
Who's the bottom of the ship? By the way, also, yes.
Eurocy. Mine will be top. Also perfect. See ya, Red. I've always wanted a sex buddy. Oh my. Okay, I see what you mean, lol, XD. Also, I'm horny. Do you dirty roleplay at all? Hold your hand.
Whoa, freaky. But sure if you want to.
Nice, nice. Brings you in close. Also, can you send me some too while we do it? I have some requests.
Wanna know something TMI?
Oh, what? Also TMI?
I'm not gonna broadcast a minor's sexual activity.
What the fuck? What that mean? Also sure, I guess. Oh, fuck. As you wish, babe. I pull down my leaving my hoodie on as I show my big just for you. Do as you wish. Fuck, I wanna you again. I started 10 minutes ago. Could you video call and have the tablet face you so I can watch you fully yourself in the hoodie?
Okay, sir.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna come.
Yeah, inside me. I wanna see you come.
I know. Pant. It's sending.
Good boy.
Haha, I love being your good boy. Continues panting, I'm worn out.
I thought you could do a round 2.
Do it, I have some requests.
Sure.
Nice. Using this hoodie, show me your grab your boobs as I hold you close. I love you, Red. Tell me how much you crave me. Oh dear, well, show me your while you wear that second hoodie and keep that hoodie on.
Oh, I'm willing to do anything.
That's kinda hot.
I wanna myself.
I wanna masturbate. Want a video call and masturbate together.
Of course.
Damn, for real? Also make it quick. My buddy is still sleeping. You can call first so I know it's proof that you actually want to do this.
Red started a call that lasted 10 minutes.
God damn it. I guess you really do want to do this.
Yeah, I must.
Poofed, that's so hot. Grabs you and pulls you closer to me.
I'm sorry to say, but I'm tired of reading these out. It's making me really uncomfortable. They just get worse and worse and worse. Originally, I was going to dedicate a giant-ass segment to reading it all, but at this point, I'm just going to add them all and then call it a day. But what I do want to bring attention to is this specific conversation right here.
Also, I'm trusting you with my I swear to God, if you leak them or do any of that shit, I will not be afraid to expose you. Get that?
Good, because unlike those times in the past, I can and will, if necessary, tell others that you're a slut that does this with others as a routine and wanted this yourself. So if you ever tell anyone, especially those haters, your secret will also come out, and you'll go down with me.
For some context, Red has the habit of seeking out being abused. It's like a form of self-harm. I'm not going to get into it too much because I don't feel like it's appropriate to air out a minor's trauma. I'm just being as vague as possible to provide context. But Nico was fully aware of this. Nico was fully aware that this is a child desperate for some form of attention from adults in their life, whom doesn't really have any self-respect and only really knows sexual abuse as a form of love. Therefore, they try to put themselves through that to give themselves something familiar due to their trauma. It's terrifying, it's sad, but unfortunately, it's a common trauma response. A lot of victims go through it, people just don't talk about it much because it's taboo, but it's actually quite normal. If you are a victim of grooming and or sexual abuse, I just want you to know it's completely normal to envision putting yourself in those kinds of scenarios, again, as a coping mechanism. It's an unhealthy one, but it's normal. If you've ever felt disgusted with yourself, or like you're a degenerate, or like you're the sicko in the situation, just know that no, you're just experiencing a trauma response. The sicko who should be ashamed of themselves is the one who put you through that in the first place, not you, who literally didn't ask to be in that situation. And the fact that Nico is threatening this child, who is experiencing shame for what they've done, literally sickens me. So much for changing and getting better. So much for having a redemption arc. Where was this attitude when you were having these conversations with Red? Where's your determination to get better and prove that you're not a bad person? It's almost like pedophiles don't change. It's almost like when somebody is far gone enough to do this to a minor, they're too far gone to be saved in the first place. In order to abuse a literal child in the way Nico has, it requires a severe lack of empathy and regard for the well-being of others that cannot be undone. I won't shame someone for simply having a pedophilic disorder as long as they're getting help and haven't and never will offend. But once you've offended, there's no going back, morally and psychologically. Offending is a severe line being crossed that there's no returning from, and it requires you to be too far gone before committing the act in order to go through with it. Don't forgive pedophiles, because if you do, this is what happens. Fuck you, Nico. Seriously. You're a foul, unprincipled, unscrupulous, disingenuous, vile being of self-regarded pure corruption. And isn't that a shame? It's a miserable reality, really, that people like you exist and have to live on the same planet as children. I want to say that I'm upset that he lied, but it was so predictable that I was completely unfazed, I'm gonna be honest. If anybody wants to watch the call in its entirety, then the link to it will be in the description. However, to anybody who doesn't want to watch the 40-minute long call, it just consisted of me licking his feet and letting him out himself by lying. Now that we've went through all the crimes that he's committed, I'm gonna play the segment of the call where the confrontation comes into play. Trigger warning for annoyingness.
And all you know is what you heard from me, what you heard from Blazer, and what you heard.
Yeah, that's true. So can we talk about the screenshot? Can we talk about the screenshot and say, that's my alt, and then send them sexual messages? Can we talk about that part now? Because they have all of that we have all of that screenshotted. We have all of the messages that you sent to them, deleted to them, and everything. We have the connections from your account to that account. I'm glad that you told that when I approached you, pretending like I didn't know what was going on, you told me lies and, like, basically just took advantage of the fact that you were under the impression that I was unaware of what was going on. I wasn't entirely lying to you in the beginning. I wanted to see whether you would be honest or not. I'm not a fucking moron. I don't go up to people for answers. I look for them myself. When I see that there's something going on, red flags that are exhibiting from other individuals, I will go and look for the answers myself. I only asked you questions that I knew the answers to, and I want you to know that, and I was going to test to see if you were honest. And there are some questions that I still have that I'm completely unaware of about the situation, but I was going to ask you them after asking you the questions that I knew the answer to see if you would be honest, because I wanted to see if you would actually answer truthfully. So, I just don't understand how you could continue doing these kinds of things, and one, expect that lying is going to make a difference, like, because telling falsehoods isn't going to change shit. Like, it's going to dig you into a bigger grave than you've already created. Like, at this point, this is a fucking TNT impact in the earth. It's not even a grave anymore that you've dug in. I don't know what you're doing. Do you think this is okay? And you also knew that was looking to be groomed, and you still took advantage of that, saying that first of all, you're misgendering him, and secondly, saying you're a slut. And if you tell people about what I did, you'll go down with me, but everybody will know you're a slut. Like, the child with sexual trauma who has been sexually abused throughout their life, who is literally trying to look for another person to abuse them because that's the only form of love they've ever known. Like, do you understand why people search to be groomed? Like, I just don't think you're a fucking idiot because you've displayed emotional intelligence, you've displayed an understanding of why people think and do the things they do. You're not, that's the thing that pisses, So you're not an idiot, that's the thing, is I don't believe for a second that you're a moron. You're an emotionally intelligent person, and you use that to make believable falsehoods.
I guess the only thing I can say is, I've been trying to distance myself from them, like, especially if you have all the screenshots already, like, you've already said that I've obviously shown emotional, like, showing, like, yeah, I understand how you're feeling and all that, like, I guess the only thing I can say really is that obviously I still have my problems, but I am still trying to better myself.
No!
A few of the texts that you may or may not have screenshots to that I can't control myself whenever I'm in that state.
In DMs with children? When you can't control yourself when you're in the DMs of children, is what you're saying.
No, I mean in the state of, like, horniness, like, whenever I, like, because it would be at, like, random points where I'm, like, I'm all fine, and then it gets to a point where it's uncontrollable, like, and that's because, usually, at the time, sometimes, like, when I start masturbating or whatever like that, when I get horny, I start to just completely just lose track of what's right and what's wrong. Like, I lose control of myself, and it just leads to that. It's why, like, I've been trying to distance myself from them even more now. Like, you've seen all the texts, too, I've made to them. Like, I think it's better that I just leave, we don't do this anymore, and all that.
I think that that's a tremendous idea. I think that you should stop uploading on your YouTube channel. I think that you should tell your mom. Do you want me to do it? Because I do, like, I want to make it clear I'm not stalking you, I'm not planning on doxing you, but I do, like, have some contact information of your mother's. Do you want to tell her what's been going on yourself, or do you want me to do it? I think that you need to be completely honest with your counselors, can be completely honest with everybody in your life, that you are a pedophile with a sexual disorder who has offended, and you need to do the right thing if you really want to do the right thing, because that's the thing. Okay, here's another thing. This is one of the questions that I had for you that I wasn't sure whether you would be honest with me or not, and this is where I'm gonna ask for my own morbid curiosity. Klug made sense to me, right? Hamboy made sense to me. Cine made sense to me. All these horrible predators. But what the fuck is your grand excuse? Because your mother has talked down to you and told you that all of this shit is absolutely abhorrent. It's wrong. It's heinous, deplorable, apathetic, degeneracy. It's horrific. It's appalling and unprincipled. But for all of these other people who have been extremely abusive towards children in the past, they somewhat made sense. Like, I'll give you an example. Klug's mother and father always hyper-fixated on his academical achievements and have never helped him develop a sense of identity that comes from morality and how to treat people. He's never, like, been worried about being a good person who does the right thing because his sense of identity and sense of self-worth was fully ingrained into, like, academical achievements. So he never got to grow up with a sense of right and wrong. And there was never a time where he was like, I promise I am a good person. I promise. And there's never been a period in time where I've talked to his parents and they've given a shit what he's done. What happened with you? Because your mother has talked down to you about these kinds of things. You clearly, like, value good people. It's in your identity to try to be a good person. That's something that actually concerns you. And you have people in your life, adults who have raised you, to care about being a good person. Where did this come from? Like, if you just had, like, a pedophilic disorder and you hadn't offended and abused children, I wouldn't think you're a bad person because it's a victimless crime to just have these sexual urges even if they're wrong. But you have taken it upon yourself to
Yeah,
groom and
I feel
defend.
like-
So where did that come from?
I just feel like some of this stuff could just probably be brought down back to a time where
Okay, well, I'm glad that predator's gone. And here's a question, and I'm just curious. The whole time, like, do you look back fondly of those memories, or were they kind of traumatic for you? Like, did you not want to do it?
No, those are. I definitely don't want to do that, and I would never do.
So you were raped, and great, another sexual predator was arrested. But, and this is my question, because I've been raped, I've been abused, a lot of my friends have been raped and abused, and none of us groom children. So here's my question. If you were able to go through that trauma and then put other people through it while knowing damn well from personal experience that it's so fucked up, like, what, like, I can't, how? I'm lost for words, I'm stuttering. I don't know what to ask. How could you go through that and then put other people through it? Even if it's not exactly the same, where it's not like physical contact, even if it's non-contact abuse and it's over the internet, it's psychologically damaging. And
Yeah,
you could be
I've never
okay.
really put two and two together at the point of time where it is happening, that what I'm doing, because I guess I never really just looked fondly at that memory and just kind of buried it deep down. Whenever something like this does come up, is the only real times that I do remember that. And I guess if I try to remember that more, well, stuff like this could eventually happen. I guess that could help me protect others from myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know how that you know how that starts. You tell everybody around you what's going on. You make sure they're aware, even if it's scary to know that people are going to now look at you differently, as they should. Do you understand that even if these people in your life are going to be appalled and hurt, if they know what's going on, you will no longer hurt people, even if it stings. So if you're genuinely remorseful and you're genuinely a good person whatsoever, or whatever you want to believe, you will swallow your pride, swallow your dream, and do the right thing. Tell people what's going on. I will contact your mom if you don't contact her, if you don't tell her what's going on. You guys need to acknowledge that there's a really big issue, and you need to get proper help. You need to get off your platform. Do you understand? Because this will continue biting you in the ass. Do you know what karma is? You know what karma is represented by? An infinite knot. An infinite knot. Karma starts by your actions, and it continues to repeatedly play out like an endless knot. Your actions have started off on one side of the endless knot and have caused a chain reaction of people out to get you because of your own decisions, right? Your own actions, and you will continue to move around this knot and get karma for your actions. People will continue to yell at you, continue to lecture you, continue to, unfortunately, manipulate you. Like, you know what? I hate deceiving people. I hate deception. I don't like lying to people. But how else was I to get the truth? Because you weren't going to be honest with me. So, one thing, if you're really, really hurt, there's so much to say. Because this is just a mess of behavioral issues. Like,
And I understand.
I had to lie and I had to stoop to your gross level. I had to stoop to your level in order to get the truth out. I don't like lying. So please don't act all hurt and bruised at all from this.
I mean,
There's no reason to be hurt and bruised, because this is what you've done to other people.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I shouldn't be feeling any of this guilt or bad because, like you said, all these actions are on my shoulders. It's all my fault.
And they're all connected to each other. If you spit venom in the world, it'll spit back at you. You are having venom spit in your face the same way you chose to do it first. You could have broke the cycle of abuse and just not groomed children and abused children. but you chose to become your abusers. That's a choice.
I know. And
Are you going to tell your mother? I'm sorry if this sounds stern, but I'm not really interested in your confirmation that this is true, because we all know it's true. There's nothing that you can say. So are you going to contact your mother? Are you going to tell her everything that's been happening?
Yes, I'm gonna call her and tell her everything that's happening.
Thank you, and be honest. Be honest. Do not lie. Is there anything that you have to say for yourself? Now, is there anything that you have to say for yourself?
I've really got nothing other than, even if you believe this or not, like, I genuinely do want to get better. And I don't look fondly back at what I do at all. I don't know why I continue to do this. Like you said, it could be just the stupid arousal disorder or whatever that I have. So the best I can do is just...
Hypersexuality? Yeah, that's probably it. But a lot of people have hypersexuality who have been, like, abused. And again, it doesn't make you want to harass children. That's a whole other issue. The hypersexual, that's the thing, is that there are people, like pedophiles, who haven't abused children once in their life. They just have those urges. And I do not think those kinds of people are bad people, because it is a disorder. It is a sexual disorder. It's a gross taboo disorder that is looked down upon in society. But if it's a victimless crime, that's all it is a disorder that needs help. It doesn't define who you are. Thoughts do not make us who we are. It is actions. Clearly, you are a pedophile. We are not going to sit here and pretend that you're not. We're going to say it how it is.
Well, anyway, I guess I can say that I want my future actions starting now, after calling my mom about this whole entire situation. I want my actions to speak out and say I am bettering myself and that I hope to be beyond what I am now.
Okay. That's nice.
We'll
see. Here's the thing.
You have anything else to say?
What I was going to say before he chickened out is that when you lie over and over and over again and say these exact same words over and over and over again, they begin to lose their meaning. This sentiment of him having a change of heart and finally coming to terms with what he's done and experiencing this moment of clarity has echoed over and over and over again, and I can't take it seriously because he's said these exact same things so many times. Just to turn around and psychologically scar another literal child. He was able to look at a desperate, lonely little boy with a full understanding of how potentially hazardous to this individual's mental health him coming onto them would be, and he still chose to engage with them sexually and threaten them. This is borderline blackmail, and it always happens when he thinks he can get away with it. At this point in time, it's apparent that Nico Plays is a serial groomer, and I'm not even confident in saying that all of the victims have came forward yet. If you are watching this and you are a victim of Nico Plays, feel free to DM me. Even if you don't want us to share your story and you just need somebody to talk to. That is completely valid, and me and the other victims will be here for you. This has been exhausting to look into, but I'll be fine because I'm gonna go hop off and spend time and shift my attention and energy onto people who aren't like this. However, it is incredibly disheartening to think that his victims don't get that same clarity and privilege because he chose to leave a gaping wound in their psyche. I am Soph the Neko. Thank you for watching. Peace.
This'll all just be a dream. Now hush, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Stiffen that up, pull it up, little lady. I told ya, daddy's here to hold ya through the night. I know mommy's not here right now, and we don't know why. We feel how we feel inside. It may seem a little crazy, pretty baby, but I promise mama's gonna be alright. It's funny.